What we gonna do right now is go back, way back.
Give me your thing. Hey, come on, hey, come on, come on, come on, give me your thing. Hey, big girls like to do the round, fat girls like to do the round. Fat girls, let me see you grind. Fat girls just doing their own thing right there with the fat thing, and the fat girls just shaking them thighs. Fat girls don't make it count.
Excuse me.
Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash?
But you like that girl, hit the ground, hit it up, and you know something sound. Fat girl just looking so sweet. Fat girl don't make it equal. Fat girl just shake it, don't break. Big girl, let me see you do a spin. Let go, let me see you touch the ground. Shake it up, take it up, back down. Drop me in the house, rock it out, back. Work it, work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 big girls like to do the round. Fat girl keep going, don't quit. Fat girl just move the damn hip. Fat girl get down, don't stop. Fat girl wanna see the pop. Shake it up, fat girl, shake it fast. Fat girl nigga wanna see that. Fat girl bounce like a pro. Fat girl don't know what you know. Fat girl shake till you rip through what? On the web that's hard part two. Looks in the house, y'all know the game. Fat girl don't have no shame. Shake that back, back to the beat. Fat girl shake it, jiggle at me. St. Louis, back to the top. Like I like to do the ride. Work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 big girls like to do the round. Hey, hey, more hey. Let me hear you say, hey, hey, more hey. Big girls like to do the round. Shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake. To the ground, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground.
I'm sick of this. Now I want to show y'all a real show with the big girls.
Oh, fat girl, part 3. Can't hang with 106 beat. Fat girl know the happen, no quit. Fat girl run like you own it. Put your hands on your hips and grip it. Nothing new, I'm loose like it off the now. Fat girl bring crew to top the climb. If not, I'ma pull the business down. Fat girl bounce hot, stop tripping. If you do, get chicken and hot bitch. With a lot right, come to the night speed. I really shit get the dead in the world, G. But fat girl show the boy a shot. Let me see if the fat or not. Don't put fat girl, y'all like the down. Let you out, let me see y'all do the rap.
I'm serious. Where you are, not ever. Oh, not the Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing?
Big girl, 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 big girl.
Oh, but ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your beat is so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass.
Go big girl, go big girl, go. Go big girl, go big girl, go. Go big girl, go big girl. Yo, welcome to another edition of yours truly, Uncle Luke, the podcast. Hey, we got a whole lot of shit to talk about tonight. We got a lot of shit to talk about tonight because there's a whole lot of things going on up in this piece. But let me just say this here, man. I love all y'all. I love everybody. This shit is crazy. We've been burning up the airways doing what we do right here on the Uncle Luke podcast. I normally have the blessings of having our girl D-Love Sports come on. You know, we have all types of people coming on this podcast, but next week I'm gonna have a special announcement. In the podcast world, we're gonna shake up the fucking world. This announcement that I am going to make is going to shake up the entire podcast world. I'm just saying. It's gonna be epic in all epic proportions, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta understand this. A lady told me years ago, say, Luke, you need to do a podcast when it wasn't really popular. And I said, I don't want to do this. But because I got the gift of gab, I'm always doing lives, whether it's on TikTok or whether it's on Instagram or whether it's, just doing a space on Twitter. And I got a lot of shit to say from a lot of different perspectives. I always did a column, op-ed for Miami New Times. I always did that, had a totally different perspective from the mainstream perspective. And people always looked at me and say, man, hey, look, you give us some other shit to think about. You give it from a different place. And I understand that. That's what it's all about, giving you something from a totally different perspective in a totally different place. And that's what we do right here on Uncle Luke's podcast. But next week, I'm having a super big fucking announcement because I'm going to be joined by another person. And we decided to do a podcast together. And it's going to be major. It's going to be sick. It's going to be insane. What I did, let me tell you what I always do. This is what I always do. I always tell some of my people who I work with, I say, look, I have this idea of me and this other person doing a podcast. They're like, well, you're doing, your podcast is somewhat successful. You building it up. It's being built up. But I say, no. Put my ego to the side. Put what we're doing to the side. If I do this podcast with this other person, how big this can be. And they're like, it can be really, really big. It can be. I say, now, who can we link up with? Who can you guys go out and link up with and say, hey, look here, let's do this podcast together? And they was like, I don't know, because you two are not fucking mainstream. The corporate people, the suits, control all the podcasts, and you two are not that politically correct. And I say, I understand that. So, like I always do, when people don't believe in what I'm trying to do, like when I started hip hop in the South, they didn't believe it. Oh, they tell me the same thing. I don't think there's no such thing as hip hop in the South. Maybe you should go to New York and see if they'll play one of your records or whatever it is and give you a deal. Okay, fuck it. Maybe you should do these videos, and lo and behold, nobody wants to see the videos. We did big numbers on the videos. All these things, people don't see the vision because they need it to be from somebody and for the now. So I love the idea of showing people when they're wrong. And then I always come back around the corner and say, well, I told you so. Now you can't get in on the deal because you snooze, you lose. So I got a big old announcement coming next week about a person who's going to be the co-host with me. And it's just going to be big. Y'all going to love it. It's going to be super big. And, I love it. I love it. It's going to be crazy. My girl D loves sports. She might join me tonight. She's out to dinner with some of her friends. And I told her, don't worry about the dinner. Remind me of the flea market on 441. The flea market on 441. Hey, look here. Yeah, back there, huh? I was talking on my live earlier about the flea market. I was talking on my live about this pastor. And I wasn't even going to start the show off like this because I had so much other stuff. I was talking about this pastor, right? The pastor was telling all of us to boycott Target. Boycott Target. And I'm saying to myself, and I was on the live talking to some people on my TikTok live, and I was like, okay, we're going to boycott Target. Where are we going? To fucking Walmart? So if you're going to boycott Target, you're going to go to Walmart. And then I broke it down, because you just triggered me with the flea market. And I broke it down. I said, you know what? Why are you boycotting one white organization to spend money with another one? That don't make no sense. But when you really look at the entire body of it all, how did Target become who they were? How did Sam's become who they were? How did Super Walmart become who they were? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? It was because of black people. Some black person took some white people over to the flea market and said, hey, come on over to the flea market, whether it's in Broward County, whether it's in Miami, whether it's in Detroit or whatever, let's go to the flea market. You know, when you had the flea market, you had people doing nails, you had people doing hair, you had people, you had the good prices on the Jordans, you had the good prices on the clothes and all this here, because people were getting the flea market items at dirt cheap prices from the same people that Walmart and Target and everybody get their same shit from, which is the Koreans, the Japanese, the Chinese, and they get the shit at dirt cheap. So they took somebody over there and they got an idea. Oh shit, if I put this in a big pretty ass warehouse, this flea market, and I have hair, and I have a McDonald's, and I have hamburgers, and I have this, and I have cut rate prices on all these different things because we're buying them at bulk. Then at the end of the day, what's going to happen? I'm going to gentrify the flea market. I'm going to have everybody coming to the flea market. I'm going to have the flea market's going to be obsolete. Everybody going to be going to the Super Walmart thinking they're getting cut rate prices because it's the same ideal of the flea market. So people on TikTok losing their mind like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. And you shouldn't be thinking about it either. So when the pastor tells me and you that we need to be boycotting Target for whatever reason it is, DEI or whatever the fuck it is, you need to be telling us where to go at, Mr. Pastor. You need to be telling us, hey, look, we need to spend our money with us. If black people are going to boycott something, you need to be able to spend the money somewhere where black people are profiting from it. Other than that, what the fuck are you doing? It don't make no sense. It makes no sense. So here's the ideal, Mr. Black Pastor. Hopefully, you're not getting paid by Super Walmart to hate on Target, but I don't think the pastor would do that. I don't think normally that's the kind of shit that happens. I guess if Al Sharpton was somewhere around that, maybe, in my opinion, maybe, but things be happening for other reasons. So what if the pastor has some vision? And the pastor said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to create the Walmart. We're going to create our own Walmart within our community until we get an African American that can buy his own Walmart and buy his own flea market, and we reinvent it and we bring our shit back. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get with all the pastors around the country, and I'm going to take all the pastors and I'm going to say, look, we're going to buy bulk for California, the Midwest, the South, all these different places, and we're going to call up the Chinese and these same products that are in Walmart and in Targets. We're going to then house these products here, centrally located in an area in the Southeast that could do what? In the Southeast, that could then take all these products and give it to the church, sell it to the church. Now, if the church is buying the product at bulk for the entire Southeast region out of Atlanta, the prices go down. Now at the churches around the Southeast region, they're selling the product to the people. Who's profiting now? The churches are profiting until some young African-American man say, look, fuck this. I'm going to open up a warehouse and we're going to buy all this product bulk in these different warehouses around the country, and fuck Walmart, fuck Target, fuck them all, and we're going to spend money with each other. If you ain't doing it like that, Mr. Pastor, what are we doing? And that's what I was talking about. So I didn't want to trail off into that conversation. But welcome to another edition of the Uncle Luke podcast. The guy just triggered me on here. So tell me about the flea market. because he probably was on my live earlier. But we got a real big show tonight. We're going to talk some University of Miami football. We're going to talk some Miami Dolphins. We're going to talk some Shedeur Sanders. We're going to talk some Nicki Minaj fighting with goddamn Cardi B. We're going to talk about all this shit. We're going to talk about Donald Trump not getting the Nobel Peace Prize because I don't know what the fuck he was thinking about. And Stephen A. Smith and Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. I have a whole lot of shit to say about that. And Ashley Curry. I didn't want to bother with this. It just keep coming on my radar. I didn't want to bother with this. Hopefully D get on here and we get a woman's perspective from that because that's a little interesting. Every time I hear that, something happens in my gut. My gut be feeling some kind of way. It's like, it's not a bad feeling. It's not a bad. It is a very bad feeling that I get in my gut when I hear this shit. So hopefully, my girl D will get on here and we'll talk about that. Other than that, we'll have a conversation. Everybody, you can join the chat. Go to YouTube. Go to my YouTube page. You can join the chat. If you're on Twitter, I love y'all over there. But if you want to post something in the chat, let me holler at y'all. Facebook, YouTube, Uncle Luke, my fan page on Facebook, and I'm also on my YouTube page, and we over there live on fucking Twitter. And so what we do right now before we start the show, what's up, Jay Johnson? How you feeling, my brother? How you feeling? Is that the Jay Johnson? Is that my Hurricane Jay Johnson friend? I love him to death. But right now, what we want to do for people in the chat and all of y'all on here, we give tribute to Uncle Al. And what Uncle Al always said before he started the show is, where you from? Where you from? Where you at? Where you at? Put where you from in the chat, and I'll post it up here because I know a lot of y'all are from all different types of places around the country. But let's get right into it. Like I said earlier, Stephen A. Smith and Jasmine Crockett. Stephen A. Smith been in the fucking news. And I fuck with Stephen A. Smith. That's my homeboy. I fuck with him. Not homeboy, but I like Stephen A. Smith. He gets up under people's skin. That is his job. He fucks with people on a regular basis, and he's been in the fucking news. And now he's in the news for this right here. My homegirl, Jasmine Crockett. Y'all check this out and tell me what you think about it.
President as an enemy of the United States. Could you play that, please?
Your reaction to his appointment?
He needs to go. I mean, this is very simple. We right now have a white supremacist that is sitting in the White House. He is backed up by other white supremacists. And if you really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. Yet for whatever reason, they sit and they serve at the pleasure of the president. They are the ones that were there on January 6th, tearing our democracy down physically. And now we have them tearing us down right here from within. Here is the problem.
Of course, Congresswoman, to interrupt you, but President Trump, of course, has denied any allegations of white supremacists, and that's why he apparently fired what he. I know your point, but he did fire Darren Beatty in reaction, they believe, in part to his attendance at that conference. Does that change your opinion in any
No,
way?
it doesn't change my opinion.
So that's the first clip. There's a president of the United States that you're calling a white supremacist, and you're saying that the people who work under him are that as well. While you're in the government needing assistance from that administration to get things done for your constituency and beyond. Okay, that's clip number one. Play clip number two, please. A full-fledged criminal. Play that, please.
Not our democracy. Well, he did say he'd be a dictator on day one. Oh, oh, Democrats, you know, it's just Trump. He just talks. Well, let me tell you something. He is doing more than talking. We talked about Project 2025. We talked about the consolidation of power. We talked about how he wanted to be a king. We talked about in a democratic republic, that is not what it is. We have some sort of checks and balances, and he is doing everything that he can to get rid of those checks and balances. The DOJ and the people that he's going after were simply doing their jobs. The problem is that Americans thought that it was okay to take a full-fledged criminal and make him the president of the United States, and then they want to act aghast when he does criminal things. Let me tell you, we have a thug in charge of the United States, and if we don't wake up, we may not have a United States, because right now he has only been successful in being a divider in chief.
So you care about facts, meaning the Democrats and the Republicans don't. Okay. That's another clip. And by the way, full-fledged criminal and thug. Those were words.
Now, let me say this. Stephen A., in this sense, is wrong, because he needs to go and look at Jasmine Crockett's record. He needs to go look at her record, her voting records, the bills that she put in for her, the bills that she put in for her constituents in the area in which she represents. He needs to go do that. I mean, I fought with Stephen A., but in this case, he's dead ass wrong. That's the norm. That is the norm, where you go after the black lady politician. That is the norm. Why are we going after Jasmine Crockett? I don't know. Did you go after the white lady who's just as colorful as Jasmine Crockett? Did you go after her, Steve? Did you go after Devin Nunes? Did you go after the Speaker of the House, who sit us up there and lie every motherfucking day? Lie his ass off. Did you go after them? Did you go after Bill O'Reilly? There's a show that you go on all the time where he's talking about, he's pushing a narrative. Did you go after them? If you did not go after those people who are very outspoken, and let's take Bill O'Reilly and all the rest of them out of the equation, but let's talk about congressmen and presidents and all that. Did you go after Donald Trump when he called her an idiot? When he called all black women uneducated? Did you go after him when he said that? See, it's like this in the hood, and I know everybody ain't from the hood. Some people may act like they're from the hood, but they ain't necessarily from the hood. It's like this. You throw one rock, I'm going to throw a brick. The bottom line, that is the climate. That is the climate that the Republicans have created in Washington. They created this climate when they created the Tea Party, when they were spitting on Congress, black congressmen and women. When they were spitting on them. That's the climate that you go after the fucking dude of Marjorie Taylor when Barack Obama was up there and he was speaking and they were sitting there saying he's lying. You lying. Totally interrupted him in a speech when he was at the House. Did you go after these motherfuckers with the same conviction that you're going after Jasmine Crockett? So it leads you to believe when you see these brothers on here, and where a lot of brothers have a tendency of having a problem with Stephen A. Smith and a lot of these other brothers that's on these networks. A lot of people have a tendency of saying, "Hey, look here, man. These dudes is caping for somebody, caping for their seat at the table." And then when they lose their seat at the table, then they turn to Kanye West and be talking, "Oh, yeah, these motherfuckers over here," and now they didn't kick you out the big house. You got kicked out the big house, and now everybody want to tell on everybody. The Nicki Minaj's and all them. When you get kicked out, "Oh no, Jay-Z ain't shit. Jay-Z is doing his business." I fuck with the brother. And so these are the things that happen to us as a people. We get clout. We get clout when we go after our own. It's like you get clout, Ryan Clark, when you talk about another nigga, but you don't talk about fucking the white guy like that. You don't talk about fucking Aaron Rodgers the same way you're going to talk about the black quarterback. Y'all see how that shit work? Certain Negroes that they have on TV, they have them on TV for a reason, because they know they're gonna trash the niggas, and they're not gonna trash the white boys. It's just that simple. They're gonna trash the black coach and not trash the white coach. They're gonna sit up there and say, this brother need to be fired, but then when it's time to say the white guy need to be fired, they ain't gonna say that. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. They pay those type of people, and when you don't do that, they kick your ass off the air, and then you find these guys on TikTok, and you find them on YouTube, and they're doing their show from TikTok, YouTube, and whatever streaming platform they can do it from. Because then they when they go rogue, they get kicked out. I don't know how many sisters and black anchors they kicked off the fucking TV because they went rogue. They start speaking from a black perspective. This shit is wrong, how y'all doing, black people. And then the fucking producers in the back say, this motherfucker done went crazy. It ain't about no numbers. So when you let me tell you something. The most powerful being on earth and the most sought after, hated person on earth, and there's one person in the black community that can bring the black community together, but respect everybody else's community, respect other races of people. And that person who they consistently attack, who has all the power. So you got to look at it like this. Look at it like chess. You have the white pieces and you have the black pieces on a chessboard. That's by design. But we have a tendency of playing checkers with the red and the black pieces, and then we hating on the red pieces because you light-skinned it. But then I ain't gonna get into that right now. Let's get back to this chessboard because they playing chess. The most powerful person on the chessboard is the queen. That black queen, most dangerous fucking person on earth. And that is why the black queen consistently gets attacked, because the black queen won't sell out like the black king. We got the most sellout Negroes on fucking earth. So they fear that black queen, that black woman, because she can get along with white women. She'll open her doors to everybody else, every nationality, every race of people, and all. She's gonna always do that. And when you look at the historical black queens and women in this world, in this country, they're the most powerful people. That's why they consistently go after the black woman. Black man gonna sell his motherfucking soul to the devil every fucking time for a piece of Plymouth Rock, every motherfucking time. So when Stephen A. Smith goes after Jasmine Crockett, who you going after? You fit the profile of what? That's one of their moves. Okay, this Jasmine Crockett bitch, she getting out of fucking hand. So we need to move one of our black pieces to, we need to make a way into moving some black pieces, because us white pieces control the black pieces to then get close to this root. I ain't gonna say she the queen. She's a woman knight. We need to move toward her because she's making headways. And so they always use us to go attack each other. They can't attack Jasmine Crockett. They send blue-eyed blonde bitch B and whatever the fuck it is. They sent her after Jasmine. Now she's over there with the Democrats. She going against Trump. Marjorie's like, fuck this shit. I'm down with the Democrats right now. I'm Republican. I'm doing the right thing. This shit ain't right. They getting ready to have me paying all kind of money for my goddamn health care of my kids. I ain't with that shit. Marjorie is over here now. So in the words of Drake, I just think it's funny how it go. Stephen A. Smith, hey man, I fuck with you, my brother, but leave that woman alone. Don't fall into the norm of making it seem like these people who you work for sent your ass out here to go attack the black woman, because ain't none of the white men could attack her because she did all them in. President, he said something about her. Then now he sent one of his boys. You making it seem like you're one of his boys. You one of his brothers that, man, go get that bitch in order. And then you go get on your platform and go off on goddamn Jasmine Crockett, the lady who got the black flag holding this shit down and all that. It's like they sent you out there to go fuck with her. And that's wrong, my brother. Don't do that. Don't play yourself. And I know that, when they do send you out there to do that, then you need to tell them, look, man, I ain't fucking with that. I'm leaving that alone. That's a sister. Hey, look, she's a sister. She fighting the fight. You know what the fight she fighting. She doing just like they do. Most of the Democratic parties are pussies. Yeah, I said it. They need to get rid of all them old motherfuckers and get their ass about there and get me more Jasmine Crockett's who gonna fight the same way they fight, who gonna talk the shit they gonna talk and create the policies that they create. Go look at the lady track record. It's all bullshit. Don't do that. Don't do that. We ain't stupid. A lot of times, a lot of people think we stupid out here, but we're not stupid. But thinking about stupid, it don't get no stupider than this. It doesn't get any stupider than this when you have Penn State fires James Franklin. Now, I did a tweet and I did a video on goddamn my Instagram page. Went viral. Everybody like hyperventilating. Oh my God, because nobody is standing up for fucking James Franklin. This man was one game away from the national championship. This man took Penn State and brought relevance to it after Joe Paterno, their savior, had all kind of sex scandals going on with little kids. This man came in there because they only get a black man a bad fucking job. Black man don't get a job that's on top of the mountain, just like Penn State on top of the mountain right now. A black guy ain't getting that job. So they expected him to fail, and he did not fail. They needed him to stay there multiple years. And that man brought crazy numbers to that program. That man finished in the top 10 6 times. That man did stupid numbers. That man one game away from being in the national championship last year. Meanwhile, you got motherfuckers at Florida and Florida State and different places and LSU ain't nowhere near the goddamn national championship. Nowhere near it. No, can't even muster up a win. I can name 1,000 goddamn schools that wish they had a James Franklin, wish they had the numbers that this guy have, and you fire him? And this stupid ass AD, this is what the fuck he got to say.
I'll be very transparent with y'all. This was extremely, extremely difficult. It's been a very difficult 48 hours. I felt after Saturday and sitting down and looking at everything that where we were and what was in the best interest of my kids, my student athletes, and my kids, meaning you guys know I call our athletes kids, my kids, and where the program was going, that this time we just had to make the hard decision. And look, as all of you know as leaders, when you lead an organization like this, when you've made the decision, you have to make the decision with a whole heart and with conviction. And so, I was going to sleep on it on Sunday, and but I knew it was the right course of action for us as a program, and more importantly for the team. So that's kind of how it transpired. You know, you take data, right? This is not a 3-game thing. This is really diving into where we were as a program. What is the trajectory of this program? And you all know, and I'm not shy to admit it, I'm here to win national championship. And I believe our fans deserve that. And I wake up every day trying to achieve that goal. So, long-winded answer, Rich. It was kind of on a Sunday. Hey, this is probably the time.
If you believe that bullshit there, so what you had to think about? The man just took us to the national championship. 1 game for the national championship. He's facing adversity. He's having a bad year. He's having a bad year. So you say your kids, you care about the kids. You don't care about no fucking kids, Mr. AD. You give a rat's ass about these kids. Those kids, you look at those kids as employees. You look at them as hired guns. Right now in college football, it is no more these are my kids, and these kids come here and they're going to be here. They're going to get a Penn State education. None of that shit exists anymore in college football. They are hired guns. So you wanted to get rid of James Franklin for your day in the sun right now, and you got it. Let's take one school, University of Florida. And now, mind you, Pennsylvania has some good football players, but Pennsylvania is not a football fucking state. It's not a Florida. It's not a Georgia. It's not a Alabama. It's not a California. It's not a Dallas. It's not a Houston. That is not a hotbed for football. So let's take fucking a blue blood school like a University of Florida. Last time they got to the national championship, 2008. Let's take the University of Miami, the school I love so dearly. The last time we went to the fucking national championship, damn near 25 years. It wasn't a lack of talent. Never been a lack of talent in the state of Florida because the best football players come from the state of Florida. So you think you're going to just go find you a motherfucking coach to give you the same numbers that James Franklin gave you? Really? My point to this all, because all my friends want to call me up like, Luke, man, but James Franklin, motherfuck that. You can't find good coaches every day. University of Florida went through 1,000 coaches. University of Miami, coach after coach after coach after coach, 4 years, 5 years. They just set back Penn State 10 years. That guy just set Penn State back 10 years because he's going to lose this recruiting class. This class is supposed to set you up for the next 4 years. You're going to lose that recruiting class. You're going to lose the next recruiting class after that because those guys are doing what? Right now, Power 5 schools are recruiting 27 kids. They're not recruiting 26. The class is filled up unless they decommit. So he's going to lose this class, this current class, because people are going to poach those kids. And those kids committed to James Franklin. He's going to lose the 27 class that his coaches are out recruiting now because they're going to lose their job. They're going to stop fucking working. So this idiot athletic director at Penn State just screwed himself in a major way. Penn State, you're going to be like the University of Miami. I'm sorry. You're going to be worse because you're not surrounded by the best talent in the world. You're surrounded by some baseball fucking players in Pennsylvania. You can't make this shit up. They let these dudes, these PlayStation, whatever the fuck you want to call it, gaming boys, run these organizations and these companies and these teams, and they can never get it right. They think you could just fire good coaches like that. You can just fire a fucking coach and automatic. Like people talking about get rid of Dabo Swinney. Oh, Dabo Swinney, he's having a bad year. We're gonna fire Dabo. You're gonna do what? Dabo Swinney that brought more championships to that fucking Clemson than any fucking coach in the history. You think you could just do this and automatically get another Mario Cristobal at University of Miami? Really? You know what I mean? It take us over 25 fucking years to get to where we are right now. We're happy at 5-0 and saying, please, everybody telling us we have a great team, but we don't know until the fucking end if we're sitting at the national championship. Look at LSU, surrounded by some of the baddest talent in the world, got more money than Law allowed. You think LSU can automatically fire his coach? Ed been gone. Has LSU won a game? Have they won a game? People getting caught up with, oh, this is what people are getting caught up with. Luke, I just saw your tweet about LSU success. Respectfully, OG, we have 3 national championships in the last 25 years. Have you had a championship since Ed left? Is it consistent? Is my question. Jimmy Johnson was at Miami. We consistently became relevant. You fired Ed Orgeron the same way these idiots fired him. When was Ed Orgeron when was Ed? That was the last time you even got close to a national championship. You went and got this dude here, who you got over here right now, and he smelled the coffee. And you paid him a lot of money to replace Ed. My point is this. It's not about the time. It's about you go 10 years and not win a fucking championship. Is that okay? So is the world okay with losing for 10 years? Get a new coach. We know we're going to lose for 10 years. You know you fuckers ain't got time for that. If y'all had time for that, they won't be fucking with Mike Nobel in Tallahassee right now. He went undefeated. They want his ass fired right now tomorrow. You got Billy, came in the same time Mario Cristobal came in, maybe 1 year before, whatever, do the numbers, whatever y'all want to call it. They want Billy ass fired. Why? Because everybody thinks that this shit is like, flip the switch. Oh, we fired, bitch. We go automatically because we're Penn State and we're gonna win. It's not about it's not about how many you won in the last 25 years. It's what you did when you got rid of that prominent coach. What will Clemson be if they get rid of Dabo Swinney? What would Penn State be when they get rid of their top of the line coach? These coaches who win national championships they're not on a tree. You don't find them. That is my point. You don't find these motherfucking people every day. Your program suffers for 20 and 10 and 15 years. You suffer that long. So it's really funny when people say, oh, well, you know, oh, we won a national championship in 2008. So your tweet is wrong. You mentioned 25 years. Okay, I'm off a couple years. Motherfucker, you've been irrelevant for a fucking century. You brought kids into this world that was 10 years old, now they 21, and they're grown-ass motherfucking people. My point is this, people. Good coaching is hard to find. Deion Sanders just took a shit show in Colorado and turned it into a Maserati. Do we have a long way to go? Yes, he does. Can he win a national championship in Colorado? It'll be very difficult because he, just like Pennsylvania, just like fucking Nebraska, who was a blue bread school, I should have mentioned them instead of mentioning LSU, since LSU people want to get all animated. I should have just cut it down to 2 fucking centuries. Do you know Oklahoma rule? They ain't been nowhere to smelling the coffee. Do you know Texas ruled? Blue Bread School. Oh, I could have mentioned them. I fucked up and mentioned one of these other ones. Okay. Do you know they rule shit back then? Do you know Notre Dame was in the national championship every fucking year? Do you know those schools rule? Do you know Alabama was the shit? Look what happened. Nick Saban is gone. Is Alabama who they were before with Nick Saban? You can't get rid of those type of coaches and expect in this climate that you're going to replace them with some great coach. Your logo does not turn that shit into wins. It's a great logo. University of Miami is a great logo. Manny Diaz had the same fucking logo Mario Cristobal had. You see how that worked out. Al Golden, who I think they're going to get a Penn State job, he had the same fucking logo. You see how that shit worked out. Randy Shannon had the same logo. You see how that shit worked out. You just can't, no matter what, that's hard to find. But James Franklin's hard to find. So I say this to everybody who wants to get all animated about the actual time and everything like that. The time is irrelevant. The time is irrelevant. The point that I made with my tweet is the fact that you got rid of a prominent coach. I didn't even say the black thing. I didn't even do that because we know that exists. I didn't even go there with that because it ain't about black and white. It's about dummies. You can't. Florida State has not been relevant. Yeah, they won a national championship with Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher left that motherfucker and went to Texas A&M. You forgot that? Jimbo Fisher decided to leave and go to Texas A&M. And he failed. He was a failure. But Bobby Bowden was right there, hardcore in the paint. That is the coach. Jimmy Johnson, that is the fucking coach. Nick Saban, that is the coach. Dabo Swinney, that is the motherfucking coach. What that motherfucker doing over there in goddamn Ohio State, that is the coach. And they wanted his fucking head. These programs don't understand. It is not about you, AD. It is not about your school. Your school, it's about that coach and the culture that he builds around, like a fucking Ole Miss. Ole Miss couldn't even buy 10 wins until Lane Kiffin went over there. Couldn't buy 10 wins. Every year, the man been there 5 years, the man got 50 fucking wins. Excellent coach. You better get in the goddamn line with the Brinks truck and try to line up to get Lane Kiffin. You better get the Brinks truck, back that bitch up and try to get Deion Sanders because you put him anywhere where he could really get some fucking talent. He doing that shit in Colorado. It's like, okay, well, you can create water in a fucking desert. I can just imagine if I put you somewhere by the fucking water, what you capable of doing? So people go, how could you mention Deion? It's not like he went into, no, this motherfucker is making water in the motherfucking Antarctic. But again, everybody want to talk, and that's how it works. Shouts out to Miami football. Gotta fucking love it. University of Miami football, baby. You gotta fucking love it. We're winning. We're feeling good. Hey, goddamn Mario Cristobal got that shit going. Hey, we got a fucking defensive coordinator, got that defense snapping. That defense snapping. That goddamn Ruben Baines, if they don't give him the Heisman Trophy, I'll turn that shit off. But just like I started off the show, if I'm going to boycott the Heisman Trophy, if Ruben Baines ain't in that fucking room, I'm not looking at it. I'm going to look at Netflix or Amazon or some other shit. Is there a black platform I can look at? Because if I'm going to boycott because of a black guy, I need to be looking at a black platform. I don't need to be like the fucking pastor at the church sending me to goddamn Walmart, telling me to boycott Target, which I did. But at the end of the day, people, we cooking with grease. We play Louisville tomorrow. My good friend Braun, Coach Braun, He sent his general manager of my practice day after one of my football players, my tight end. It's crazy. It's crazy. College football is crazy. This tight end went everywhere and lit up every camp in South Florida. And not one of these schools, no University of Miami, no FAU. We didn't go to FIU. Coach would have saw him. He probably jumped on him. This coach saw the tapes from those. And this is how it works, people. If you got kids in football and they want to be recruited, this coach got those tapes from those camps where the tight end lit these motherfuckers up, and they got the tapes in Louisville, and they came down. The man took a private jet down. This motherfucker say, "Son, I'm offering you." That was great. I almost got emotional. I always get emotional when they offer my kids because of the hard work and dedication that they put in. You know, it's not about winning state championships. My state championships come when my kids go to college, and they be very successful, get them a degree, come back and be very productive people. Some of them go to the NFL, but then I tell them the NFL is not for long. So at the end of the day, you go to that motherfucker there, and then you still get your degree because the degree is going to last longer than that career in the NFL. You need to be smart about it. And that's why I tell people. But speaking of being smart about it, Donald Trump got all upset in his feelings because he didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. He was all in his feelings. I'm like, Trump, what the fuck are you in your feelings for? You didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, fine. You brought peace to the Middle East. Is it really peace? They did say they was going to build some condos. I look at the people going back to their houses on that Gaza Strip, and I say that shit look just like motherfucking Ocean Drive with no hotels. And I do remember old Trump, he said, we can build some motherfucking hotels over there and all that. And I'm sitting up there like, don't do it, Trump. Don't send Jared over there and your sons and buy up the land and build some motherfucking, don't do it, Trump. Don't do it, Trump. Trump is a motherfucker. Don't do it. That'd be hard fucking core. That'd be hardcore. Listen, man. I'm just gonna leave that alone. At the end of the day, politics is a motherfucker. Politics is a motherfucker. But I do respect Trump for brokering a deal. I give him credit. He stopped the war. There's a war that's been going on for a very long time between the Palestinians and the Israelis and all that. And Trump put down on their ass. So I'm gonna give Trump credit where credit due. He put down on their ass and say, y'all fix this shit, and he got it fixed, and they have a ceasefire. He got the hostage release, and they going back and all that. You got to get a man credit. If you're gonna go at him when he do shit wrong, has he done a bunch of bullshit to black people? Yes, he has. Has he cut a lot of funding that supports black kids? Yes, he has. I got a real problem with him. I'll call him out on all the bullshit that he do and all that. But at the end of the day, he settled that situation over there. But then now you have a bigger situation that you need to straighten out. You got a lot of federal employees that are fucking out of job, and the government been shut down for I don't know how many days. I lost count. That's bullshit. Our federal employees have been going through it since Trump got in office. He sicked Elon Musk on everybody. They start firing people, getting people pink slips. The first week in office, federal employees getting fired. So now the ones who are left over there, they're getting what? They're getting fucking screwed now. Now they can't even pay, including the military. How do you not pay the military? How do you not pay the fucking military? And all these motherfuckers lying. You don't know who to fucking believe because you look at all these politicians and say, who to believe? You got to go get this bill and read the shit yourself. Somebody create a platform where they just read the bill to the American public and then let us make our own assumption of what it is, because Mike Johnson is a liar, Schumer is a liar, both of them motherfuckers liars. You don't know who to fucking believe until you read the fucking bill. I don't have time to read the bill. I'm sorry. And I don't believe neither one of these motherfuckers. Because all of them are in it for their own profit. We know Mike Johnson is he's gonna get a big man up top, head all day. That's what he do. But at the end of the day, people, do your own little research, read the bill, and get what you need to get out of it. Shadua Sanders You think he's going to play this week? I doubt it. I doubt it. I just be praying every day. And Shadour's like my nephew. I remember Shadour went to Jackson State. He hit me up. Dad gave him the number and he hit me up and said, "Oh man, can you do this for me? Do a drop for me, man. I'm going to Jackson State. I'm doing my big campaign to let people know what school I'm going to, and all that." And I did a little drop for him. I mean, good dude. Good young man. Great young man. But they fucking him over. They fucking him over in Cleveland. And let me tell you this here. I'm going to give y'all a totally different perspective on this whole Shadour Sanders situation. Everybody wants to say, "Oh, it's Deion. Oh, it's this. Oh, he's too flashy. He's too all this. He's too all that." But I'm going to tell you this here. Let me put y'all up on game. In the NFL, there's maybe 2 or 3 agents that represent 95% of the players in the NFL. There's maybe 2 agents that represents 98% of all of the quarterbacks. 2. There's 1 or 2 agents that represents all of the coaches, the general managers, and the presidents. 2. So Shadour decides to sign up with his dad. His dad is his agent. And if them boys ain't in Shadour pocket, oh well, who represents him? His dad. Oh, hell no. We're going to show him better than we can tell him. We ain't going to draft him to the 5th round. In my opinion, because I know how that backroom shit go, that's what happened. It is what happened. Shadour, in my opinion, even though I love Cam Ward to death, every top analyst had him going first, quarterback taken off the board. But because he's represented by his dad, now, mind you, remember what I just said. There's about 2 agents that represent most of the coaches, the general managers, general managers, and most of the presidents in the NFL. And those same 2 guys represent all of the quarterbacks. And when look, we got to show this motherfucker here because we don't want no more motherfucking people getting sassy like this. We don't want no more people getting sassy. Why the fuck did y'all think my boy at the Ravens drop? Y'all was like, how the fuck did he drop? And he ain't doing nothing but winning goddamn motherfucking MVPs. And they snubbed him last year because no reason in the world Josh Allen should have won the MVP because he ain't had the fucking numbers. He got dropped because mama was representing him. They wasn't represented by the good old boy system. Speaking of Rich Paul, why do you think they go after LeBron James? Why do you think they go after LeBron James? Hello? They go after LeBron James because LeBron James took all his homeboys, Rich Paul and goddamn Maverick, all his homeboys he played basketball with in high school, say, "Boy, y'all ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'll be the fucking cash cow. I bring all y'all motherfuckers up with me. You gonna do this, you gonna do that, you gonna do this, and you gonna do that." That's why they hate LeBron so much. LeBron empowered his young friends, and they got them in a powerful ass team together right now. They did not get affiliated with no agency. They created their own shit, and they represent half the fucking NBA right now. So that's why they go after LeBron, because LeBron is not represented by the machine. Shadour Sanders is not represented by the machine. You see some sorry motherfuckers who got drafted before them because they were represented by the machine. It's this machine that run all entertainment, people. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B is arguing because Nicki Minaj is not represented by the machine. That is why she goes after Jay-Z. Hello? Are y'all hearing me? She going after Nicki, but then we all just sit back and say, well, what the fuck Jay got to do with this shit? Jay ain't got nothing to do with it. Jay is the motherfucking machine. Jay is the leader of the machine. So it's like, oh, this bitch finna go out here and roll her album out, and she gonna roll this album out, and she gonna be on every TV show in America. She gonna be doing this. The song gonna be played in the elevator. It's gonna be played on the radio. They're gonna have a big tour and all this shit here because Cardi B is represented by the machine, and Nicki is not. So Nicki is hating on, but I hate that for black women. That's a setback. I hate that when they bring in the kids. Why are y'all talking about the kids? What the fuck have the kids got to do with this? Rap has always had beefs. Rap has always had battle, but you settle it on the record. You say what the fuck you got to say, and you say it on the record, and you make a bunch of money on it because your fans like your record, and your fans like the record. You go to concerts, they boo you, and they be like, oh, cheering for their person and all that. That's rap. That's hip-hop. It's always been like that. But nobody talked about somebody's kids. Nobody started talking about management. Fuck your management. Fuck Rock Nation and all these other Rap Nation and all this. No, leave the management out of there. That shows that you're upset. Same thing. When they kicked Kanye out the room, Kanye went off on Jay too. Oh, he started calling all the other guys in the room who run the room name. You don't get down with them people thinking that it's a lifelong contract. No, it's not. At some point, they're going to kick you out of the room. And when you get kicked out of the room, go on in the motherfucking corner and let them people have their moment. Go take your ass, sit down in the corner, take your money, and live happily ever after. Don't get up, act like no scorn motherfucker to be talking about the machine when you are a part of the fucking machine. Speaking of the machine, I didn't want to get into this one right here, but this is hurtful. Speaking of black women, I love myself some black women. I love myself some black women. I don't have to even tell myself that. I had these white girls come after me, and I was like, white girls, I can't do it. I'm sorry, baby. I like it. We could be friends, but I can't do it. I can't, because I have a choice of all flavors: light, bright, damn near white, chocolate, caramel. I got all these flavors. I love man, I'll teach his own. I don't have no problem with that. I love my sisters. I love my white girlfriends, my friends, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But sisters, I need y'all to understand the power that y'all have. I need y'all to understand that y'all are the most powerful being on earth. Y'all can get us through this. Y'all are going to be the ones that get us through this. But we cannot have this kind of shit go on.
Want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life.
Did you talk to Steph about it?
He tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of like, it's effing stupid. Like, it's not true. So why? And I'm like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel. And he's like, but why does it make you feel like that? It's not real. After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared. And I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing?
Chat, I need y'all to tell me how y'all feel about this. When I hear that, it really gets me. Most of the women on social media are really going hard at her. It's like, sweetheart, why could you be all upset? You have the best man in the world. He's loving, he's caring, he takes care of you. He's not in those scandals. He's not running around after girls and all these things like this. And this guy's so nice, and Steph is a good dude. And you're coming off ungrateful. I'm going to say something different. I'm not going to go down that angle because that's that man's wife. He loves her. That's the mother of his kids. And I promote family stay together, family be together through thick and thin. I think, and a lot of women go through this. A lot of women feel they have it all and they lost themselves in the relationship because their husband is here and everybody is looking at the husband and they've lost their identity. They've lost their identity. So a lot of women nowadays think they lose their identity. I have no identity because it's all about you. And then most would say, well, you married into this. You married me and I was a very successful person. In this case, she was like, oh, I want you to be the high school basketball coach and yada, yada, yada. And I was going to be the breadwinner and all that. So one would say, well, if you know all this was going on, well, why you had the kids and why you... So I'm not going to, this happens all the time. And I know a lot of people don't experience this. And I think it probably happened to me a couple times. Well, it really wasn't no infidelity in the relationship, but it was more down the lines of, I'm losing my identity, and because everybody's looking at you, and you be like, huh? You got everything, you got it all, but having it all is not enough for some women. Women who don't understand women who have it all. I'm trying to make this right. It's so difficult because it's just so confusing. Because a lot of black women be on here right now, and in this world today, us black men are getting attacked on a consistent basis. We get attacked because they automatically say we're not good. We're not good enough. Where the good black men at? Where the good black men at? Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna be like Serena. I'm gonna go get me a white guy. Where the good black men at? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna be like Eve and go get me a white guy. Where the black men at? Oh, you black men ain't shit. But here now you got a black man that is the shit. There's a lot of us are good people. And so it's like, oh no. But I think Miss Curry, I feel for Miss Curry in this way. It's not a good look for our community It's not a good look for nothing, no parts of our community, because black men are getting consistently attacked for being deadbeat dads, for being not there for their kids. And you look at any social media and black women are always, where the good men at? Where the black good men at? But then now here you got a woman that has a good, great black man, and she's not happy. So what the fuck do y'all want? One would say. But I'm not here to attack black women. I'm not here to attack her. My thing is, I think I can understand where she feels that she got lost her identity, who she is as a person, the things that she wanted to do, into this mega machine called Steph Curry. And he's probably sitting there saying, just like she said, well, babe, what's the problem? I work for us. It goes back biblical. It goes back to how you're raised. It goes back to these new times and days that we're in right now, where the man is the fucking breadwinner. And in these days, everybody wants to talk this 50-50 shit, but then they can't bring 50-50 to the table. They can't bring 50 to the table. And then they talk this 50-50 shit, but at the same time, they want all the purse. They want all the shoes. They want all the trips. They want the jets. They want all this beautiful shit that everybody is doing on social media. They want the nice cars. They want all that, but they can't provide that. So it's not 50-50. The man is the provider. I am the provider. I'm a fucking man. You can't take care of me. If you take care of me, I'm less than a man. We are the providers. We are the lions that go out there and get the fucking food and bring it back to the wife cook it and do all that. So y'all don't want to live like that no more. And I'm looking on social media, I look on TikTok, and there's a whole bunch of young girls really highly upset with her. But at the same time, I think, and the lady said it in there, she mentioned it, I go to my therapist. And one would say, well, what the fuck you need a therapist? You in a $20 million house. Your husband making $350 million. He's the baddest bitch in America, on the world. You got all kind of endorsement deals, money coming in all over the place. Child, find something to do. You don't need a therapist. Go talk to Cookie. You don't need a therapist. Go talk to Shaq's wife. She found her identity in everything. There are wives. Like, I love Cookie to death. Go talk to goddamn Michelle Obama. You're a Steph Curry husband. Barack Obama loves Steph Curry. Go sit down with Michelle and say, Michelle, how do you deal with this black man loved by people all over the globe? That's who you go talk to. The fucking therapist is the wrong person to talk to, because they trying to milk your ass. Go talk to somebody who lives it every day. Eric says most black women, it's never enough. Part of the brainwashing slave mentality. Yes, it is. All this shit is brainwashing. Eric, you right. All this shit brainwashing. Everything that they do is about brainwashing. So I suggest to the young lady, y'all stop bashing her, because she's really going through something. I think she's in this alone. She's confining into the therapist, and everybody around her is saying, why the fuck you all upset about where you at and what you talking about and why you talking about this? You should be happy. You should be satisfied. Well, she needs to go and have a conversation with somebody who lives this type of life, the way they do, that type of life. And I would suggest that she go do that, and y'all stop bashing her, because this probably the first time she got to open up about her real true feelings, and she's now probably in a real bad place right now, because she did this, and she's probably sitting there saying, oh man, I fucking disrespected my husband. That wasn't the intent. I was just having a conversation about my feelings, and now I brought on this whole thing of I'm an ungrateful motherfucker. No, Miss Curry, you're not ungrateful. You were just speaking how you felt, and my thing is, as the uncle of all this, go have a conversation with Michelle Obama. Go have a conversation with Shaq's wife. Go have a conversation with some of these other, because you're not Robin Givens. You're not Robin Givens. Because that shit right there is giving me Robin Givens. That shit right there is giving us my other homeboy, my rapper friend wife. When he's sitting on there like this, and she's like, yeah, I like all these other. No. We have too much of that going on. Why do our life have to be out there like that? Meanwhile, these people doing so much. We got Will Smith business out in the streets like that, and everybody looking at his old lady different. We got goddamn, and by the way, Will is my friend. I like Will. There won't be no beating Luke up because I'm 6'3", bad motherfucker. But again, I love all these people. I love all these brothers. Mike Tyson, Will Smith, Steph Curry. A lot of prominent brothers. You know what I'm saying? But this is not that. This is not like Jada love Will. Don't get that shit twisted. Jada is an entertainer. That woman loved her husband and her kids like nothing, no other. That's hip hop. That fucking Robin Givens sitting up there in that interview with Mike Tyson. If y'all ain't see that, that's some different shit. That's what this is kind of giving us, but it ain't giving us this. This is a lady who's emotionally confused. She's getting treatment. She told y'all in the interview she's getting treatment. Respect the fact that she's trying to get treatment to find herself. She's trying to find herself in this big global machine called Steph Curry. She wants an identity. And I would suggest to her, find something that you like doing. If it's working with homeless shelters, if it's creating a brand, if it's find some things, because you have the opportunity to do everything that you want to do, Miss Curry. You have the opportunity to do it. You don't have to be sitting up there going to the therapist. If you want to have Miss Curry shoes, if you want to do, you can start businesses for yourself because you're there. You got the kids. You figure, you work it out. You can still do you, sister. You can still do you. And that's all I'm gonna say about that situation right there. And now I'm going on to some horrible news. The Miami Dolphins need to win. If they lose to Dillon Gabriel in Cleveland, look how this shit playing out. The Miami Dolphins got to go play Cleveland Browns. If they bring in Shador in the game and he win the game for Cleveland over the Dolphins, I don't know what the fuck I do, because I told God and three others and everybody in Miami, draft Shador, Dolphins, trade for Shador. I don't give a fuck. Well, how are we going to trade for somebody? And the draft just ended. I don't give a fuck. Everybody gets traded. Trade for him. All these teams, the Jets, oh my God, they got the trade deadline. Shador, Prime. Ask these motherfuckers for a trade. Get the fuck out of that bad news shit. You see Baker Mayfield found his way out that horror story called Cleveland Browns. And Baker Mayfield ended up in goddamn Tampa Bay. He's a fucking world beater. He don't even have none of his starting receivers. And Baker Mayfield throwing that motherfucker looking like goddamn the next coming of Joe Montana. Because he escaped that shit called Cleveland. Somebody please. Get my nephew out of there. But he's going to go in the game. I can see this shit happening now. He's going to go in the game. He's going to beat the Dolphins. They're going to fire everybody. Ross going to fire everybody. This motherfucking fifth-round quarterback came in here and lit our ass up. But There is hope, Dolphins. They got Stephen Kostanski over there, whatever, Kevin Kostanski. They got his ass over there, and he definitely don't fuck with Shador. So there is hope. He gonna throw that bitch 100 times this week. Y'all thought he threw a bitch 52 times and averaged only 4 yards a catch. He gonna throw that bitch 100 times this week to try and make Dillon Gabriel look good. Oh, we gotta get yak yards. Fuck that. When you catch it for 4 yards, we can't have this throw the ball downfield. You can't see down there. This is so crazy. But God be working. God be working. Because I told these people at the Dolphins, get this motherfucking boy before he even got to the 5th round. Them motherfuckers just ignored me. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we got football. Another compelling story again in the wide world of sports. Our Hurricanes are going to go out there and beat the shit out of Louisville. Braun don't think so. Braun be setting us all up. Oh, they're so great. Oh, they're this. Oh, they're that. Oh, they got the biggest D-line in the world. Braun, tell us something that we don't know. You trying to love us to sleep, Braun. I fought with Braun. Lane Kiffin, get yourself ready. Florida going to back up the Brinks truck. Florida State going to back the Brinks truck up too. I need you, Carson Beck, to play a little better. I need the offensive coordinator to not have go to sleep at the fucking wheel. I can't have you go to sleep. We got 14-point erase. We got damn near 20-some point erase. And that shit is happening in the 4th quarter. We did not score a point against Florida State in the 4th quarter. I need us to keep the fucking gas on. I don't need the defense to be winning these games at the end of the game to shut a bitch down. And that's what happened at Notre Dame. That's what happened at Florida State. I need the fucking offensive coordinator to be a little more creative. And where JoJo at? JoJo was coming in this year, was our best receiver. So, Mr. Offensive Coordinator, I don't know what you got going on over there. But if JoJo hit the portal and some other receivers hit the portal, and you leave us with no fucking receivers because you love playing transfers, and we don't have nothing next year, okay, I'm going to have a little problem. You better be winning next year too. Don't do us like no motherfucking Florida State. Don't do it. Don't Florida State us. And you hit the Dixie. The offensive coordinator, he going to get him a job off this. He can't have #1 offense 2 years in a row and have a first-round draft pick quarterback 2 years in a row. And then win the Natty. Oh, he's out of here. Don't sell us down the motherfucking river, offensive coordinator, to go get you a job. I got my eye on your motherfucking ass, Shannon Dawson. I got my eye on you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my show. I'd like to thank y'all for joining us tonight. It was a beautiful time. I had a great time tonight. This shit was good. And I hope y'all happy about it too. Because it was fucking good. I got a big announcement next week. Like I said, big announcement next week where I'm going to announce me and another person is going to do a podcast together. This is going to be so fucking big. I don't think motherfuckers going to be able to handle this shit. This shit going to blow up the motherfucking internet. And I'm telling you, it's going to blow the whole fucking internet. I still want everybody to support the other shows and all that. But what we getting ready to do on here is going to be sick. Nobody didn't believe in us. I went to a whole bunch of my friends, people in the industry and all that, in the podcast industry, and say, man, can you hook a deal up for this right here? But we're going to do it ourselves because we really don't need nobody. We grassroots motherfuckers. And so we're going to make it happen. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great rest of the week. I will see you guys on Friday. Enjoy it. I got to do the show early Friday because I'm definitely going to the University of Miami game. Me and my son, I'm off. I got a game Thursday. If y'all down south, anywhere by Tropical Park, come on, stop by. Watch my Edison Red Raiders. We play Carl Reef GMAC tournament on Thursday, 7 p.m. Come on by. Holler at your boy. Put you some red and white shit on. Put you some Edison shit on. Let's make it a date. But until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, I love y'all. Peace, love, and happiness.
Pull out the stick, come shoot that. Booty poke out like a book bag. Booty poke out like a book bag. Pull over ass too fast. Come we bring that Uncle Lou bag.